What's up, Waymakers? It's me, Mommy Suna. Mama, leave me alone! Is that funny? Is it funny when Mama does that? Welcome. Hey, it's been a while. Ow, Griff. I haven't recorded a video in like 2 weeks. Let's see, do I remember how to do all this? It was Mother's Day and my birthday and all these things, so I wasn't in it.
You what?
What do I want? I want my eyelid primer. Oh, here it is. So we're gonna go through some top fails today. A lot of this is stuff that you guys sent me. Some of this I think is stuff I found myself. And yeah, let's just jump into it. But before we do, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, myself. I have new merch if you guys didn't know. We have new merch designs and check them out if you like them. That's it. That's the sponsored portion of today's video. Thank you. Also, hi, sneak peek of what makeup I'm doing today. Last video, I believe I asked you guys to watch it to the end because the YouTube algorithm works in a way where it's basically based on watch time. So if people make it to the end of a video, then the algorithm says, oh, people like this, and they'll push it out to more people. I will tell you that I believe it worked. Last video's watch time, views, engagement, all of that was higher. So thank you so much. I know it's a lot to ask because my videos are quite long. If you have something to do, even if you want to put me on in the background or come back later and watch pieces you might have missed, YouTube treats content very well when it is watched from start to finish. So if you are able to, please watch this video till the end because it does benefit my channel. If you can't, I totally understand, no pressure, but if you can, if you start a video on my channel or anyone else's channel, if you like content that you're watching here on YouTube, if you start a video, try to watch it to the very end because it really helps out us little creators a lot. So thank you. All right, back to the video. And jump scare of my makeupless face in 3, 2, 1. And now let's jump into some stuff. Okay, first of all, the first thing I think I want to go over is going to be this situation that I done diddly got myself into. This happened maybe a couple weeks ago. Are you giving me a neck massage? Thank you. It's very nice. I had her in one of my top fails videos not too long ago. She's the one who had the video that did this.
All right, let's hear it for the boys. This one is for your male partner when he is begging for an oral favor and you're like, you know I have that gag reflex. I wish my mouth could do this for you, honey.
Ew.
Well, guess what, boo girl? My naughty kitties out there are definitely going to turn into a bad kitty with the oral gel great head. I'm going to teach you right now that your mouth can do magic too. All you have to do is swipe it.
I'm uncomfortable. Oh God.
You're welcome.
Ew.
Make sure you buy from my clickable link below.
Yeah, I know, it was gross. Yeah, she's with Pure Romance. And this is one thing that I haven't brought up on my channel, but I think we all know by now. Pure Romance is quote unquote no longer an MLM. Oh yeah, that has to be what it was because I know Aaron B's made a video about it and the CEO made a video basically announcing all this. I'll put a clip in here of the CEO's original video. It's actually really funny because he basically says and admits that the anti-MLM movement is basically the reason why Pure Romance had to change their compensation structure, which is really funny because every other MLM is always like, the haters make us famous. And actually, that's kind of the theme of this situation. They all like to be like, oh yeah, every time the anti-MLMers talk about us, we just get a boost in business. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, no, you do not. You are a goddamn liar. But anyway, here's what Pure Romance's CEO said.
Data is clear that the multi-level marketing business model is not a viable long-term option for Pure Romance. This is both in response to the disruption and the regulatory changes by the Federal Trade Commission. The bottom line is this: many consumers don't want to support multi-level marketing companies. The anti-MLM conversation on social media is rampant. We've seen all the anti-MLM, including Reddit thread, which more than 800,000 plus followers have joined in.
So all you really need to know about how Pure Romance works now is that basically it's not multi-level marketing now. I think they called it omni-level marketing or something. their compensation plan is generally the same and operates the same way, except now, instead of getting paid however many levels deep it was before, now they only get paid on the people they personally recruit. So if they recruit somebody and then that person recruits somebody, they don't get paid on that downline's downline. They have one level. I will be shocked if we've made it 1 minute into this video at this point, because I've been filming for 12 minutes. Griffin's downstairs now, so hopefully I can get one singular full sentence out. But anyway, so Pure Romance is like, yeah, we're omni-level marketing now, not multi-level marketing, so now you anti-MLMers can't hate us. As far as I'm concerned, there's still an incentive to recruit. Is it a good change? Yes, it's a step in the right direction, but they still can recruit, and they are still incentivized to recruit as many people as possible, because the more people they recruit, the more money they'll make, because they're making, I'm not really sure what they're making off of their downline sales, but the point is they're still making something. And if you want to have passive income or whatever, like these people always say, then you're still gonna want to recruit, man. So as far as I'm concerned, sure, maybe technically Pure Romance isn't multi-level marketing anymore, but it's still scammy and gross in my opinion, so I'll gladly still keep talking about them if the situation is right. So anyway, the situation is right now, because I got in some TikTok beef with this lady. So this lady posted a clip of Aaron B's video that she made about Pure Romance changing his compensation plan. I think she just like put a caption on it, something about like haters make us famous or something like that, or maybe it was like a text overlay or something. The caption says, "I love this. I'm so glad you loved it too. Hashtag give them something to talk about." That's literally what you're doing. Like, hello, you're in my video. Like, you're literally giving me content. But okay, yeah, keep responding to us. Great. Anyway, she had a bunch of people in her comments, allegedly probably her downline, you know, sticking up for her and being like, yeah, you tell him. But like, the weird thing is that I don't think this lady even put like any of her own commentary in this. I think she just like shared a clip. I saw the TikTok and I left this comment on it. I said, yes, so famous with 13 likes and 8 comments. Oh wow, can I have your autograph? And listen, I was obviously joking. Like, I was obviously being facetious and stupid, just kind of poking fun at her. And she made a video response to my comment. So we're gonna watch that right now.
Good morning, beautiful friend. I am just ecstatic about your comment. I'm so glad that you are helping empowering and strengthening women and uplifting them and bringing joy into their life and pleasure and happiness. I wish you the best in every endeavor that you have. You look beautiful. I actually love your hair, and you have a great talent for everything that you do. And I just really appreciate all the support that you're giving me. And it's just so wonderful to see women just helping and uplifting everybody else. So all the love and peace, and may blessings come upon you. Thanks, and have a great day. I appreciate you sharing your post.
Yeah, so now there are probably going to be people here who disagree with me on this, but to me, this is extremely passive aggressive, like to the extreme. Okay, now there were people in the comments of that TikTok that she posted. Well, her TikTok description says opinions don't pay my bills, enthusiasm does. Also, she put YOLO. Real cool. I'm just now seeing this, but like, you know how you can see like the thumbnails of TikToks when you go to their like TikTok profile, like their feed or whatever? The caption she put on the thumbnail says, "Why do you feel the need to be wicked, my friend? Bitch, if I'm wicked, then I'll take it." So the one of her response to me has 24 comments on it and 96 likes. So like, you know, because since my comment was like, ooh, 13 likes and 8 comments, everyone's like, yeah, well, we're gonna make you famous now. Like, everybody like this. Prove the anti-MLMers wrong. It's like, it's so stupid, dude. Anyway, keeping the passion alive said, beautiful response from the heart. Really? Like, are you people so up your own butts? Or, you know what? Up Kelly's butt. Kelly, that's what this lady's name is. Are you guys so up Kelly's asshole that you can't see that this was 100% passive aggressive? Such a great response. Love you so much. You're an amazing person. I'm a huge fan. Someone said, if only she knew. Love you always. I think I know. Like, I actually think I do know, and I'm like calling it out in this video right now. Kelly, you're too nice for TikTok. Obvi, someone doesn't know who you are. LOL. Maybe new to TikTok, but ain't new round here. And I responded, obvi, you don't know who I am either. So Someone said, women not supporting other women in 2023 is embarrassing. I said what I said. So there's so much to unpack here. The only response I left on that TikTok was I was just like, you're messing with the wrong bitch. Like, I know she knows who I am because I had her in one of my videos at one time. And clearly the way she responded tells me that she does, yeah, she knows who I am and what I do, okay? Now, I probably wouldn't have even responded or said anything except for the fact that Erin is my friend. I don't appreciate people being passive aggressive and gross to my friends. If that's wicked, then fine, whatever, I don't give a shit. Me and Erin will gladly take that wicked label, I guess, and run with it, I suppose, if this is what wicked is. Anyway, the whole women not supporting women thing, it's so annoying because I don't feel like I say this enough, so I'm gonna say it right now. Women are absolutely capable of being nasty also. Women are absolutely capable of being scammers. Women are absolutely capable of taking advantage of people, being conniving, being selfish, like all of those things. Women are absolutely capable of doing all those things. Therefore, not every woman deserves to be supported by other women. So yeah, I'm gonna see a woman like this. A woman like this. I don't know how high up she is, but I'm pretty sure she's one of the top people in pure romance. I don't know how many people she's personally recruited or how she's going to maneuver this new compensation plan. I don't know what her plan is or if she plans on sticking around. It sounds like she does plan on sticking around, but all I know is that pure romance, even though it's not an MLM anymore, still gives you the incentive to recruit people so that you can make a paycheck off of their sales. Like, at this point, I'm like, pure romance just made it so that you're even more incentivized to recruit now. And while you're not going to build an entire pyramid beneath you, there's still an incentive to recruit, okay? Maybe before you were like, I just need to recruit 20 people and then those 20 people recruit 20 people and then, you know. Now it's like, I need to recruit 100 people to make up for those losses. But then, you know, that's not stopping anyone like this from running off and being like, I am financially free because of pure romance. Again, creating unrealistic expectations when meanwhile it's like, okay, so you're a master recruiter, congratulations, like not everyone can do that. I am not stupid and I'm not blind to what you're trying to do here. Your little buddies on TikTok might be thinking like, wow, you are the bigger person, look at you being so kind. And it's like, that's not kindness. Passive aggressiveness is not kindness, it's aggression. And what especially tells me that is that she put the whole like, why do you need to be so wicked? And then like, I'm pretty sure in the caption of the video she put like, why is the world so wicked? Yeah, I'm the fucking wicked one. Yeah, I'm the one who's being a jerk for not supporting another woman. Yeah, you're another woman who has scammed people, and in my opinion, pure romance can be like, we're not an MLM anymore, therefore we're definitely not a scam anymore. It's like, okay, first of all, you like acknowledge that you were a scam before, and second of all, as far as I'm concerned, you still are. You're still recruiting people, and you're still making money off the people you're recruiting. Sounds like a freaking scam to me, but what do I know? I'm just a wicked bitch on the internet. Anyway, yeah, I love this because, like she said, literally give them something to talk about. And here I am, I'm talking about it on a YouTube channel. I feel like I do help empower women, and not only myself. Like, I think that what I do, and not only myself, but other people in the anti-MLM movement, not only uplift women, but we uplift marginalized people who are targets for scams like this. But some women suck, okay? They're not worthy of any respect or support. But also, how about you use some of that passive-aggressive energy and use it to support other marginalized groups? Women are not your only customers. I know that for a fact. So while empowering women is a good start, how about try empowering other people alongside it? Women are not the only people who need to be empowered, you know? Anyway, I think I've said all I need to say about that. Let's move on. Ew, this one's gross. This one is a dude. Also, the background music is like really loud, and I don't know if I can like put any sort of like filter on it to turn it down, so I'm sorry if he's kind of difficult to hear. It's because he put a song on this TikTok or Instagram reel or whatever it is and turned it up way too loud.
Alright, so it for sure takes a secure man to start an Arbonne business, even a self-confident man. But once you do, these are your coworkers. Check this out. All my coworkers, I got childcare. Here is all of my coworkers. There they are. There they are.
Talk about exploiting women. You know what this says? This entire thing says to me, hey men, you're welcome in the MLM industry also. You know why? Because look at all these hot chicks that you're gonna be surrounded by all the time. Like, ew. That's supposed to be a selling point? You're gonna try to get your fellow men on the Arbonne train by bribing them with hot ladies on a beach. We get it. Men aren't in Arbonne as much as women are. We get it. You're special. Yeah, we understand. We get it. Great job, sir. Is this supposed to create jealousy? You know, copy-paste boss babes aren't every man's type or woman's type. We talk about all the time how just like so many of these boss babes look the same. They're just copy-paste versions of each other, and it's like, that's not everyone's type, sir. But also, it's just really gross to use this as a recruiting technique. Like, literally. Maybe this is even one that... Wow. Maybe this is even one that I haven't really like seen before. We always hear them talk about, oh, the financial stability and the time freedom, blah, blah, blah. Or we hear them talk about how great the products are, blah, blah, blah. One thing I don't think I've ever heard is, look at how hot my coworkers are. That video was definitely appealing to incels, right? Like, it's almost suggesting, like, selling the idea that you won't be an incel anymore if you join Arbonne, because there's, like, just so many hot ladies who will be all over you. Let's see, which one do we want to do next? Some of these have been in this folder for a long time, so I don't even remember what they are. Let's do this one.
I have to say, I remember other office days where I would sit in traffic, LA traffic at that. About 3 hours out of my day, every single day, to get there and back. Working for someone else's dream. Yo, if you don't find something that's gonna light your soul on fire, working towards your dreams, be prepared to spend the rest of your life working for someone else's dream. I said what I said.
So you're in an MLM. What part about that is working for your own dream and not somebody else's dream? You're literally using other people and their dreams to build your own. It's actually like really gross. Actually, the more I think about what that lady just said, that whole entire video, the more I think about it, the more I hate it. The more mad I am. The more I'm like, don't sit here and try to sell your business opportunity as like, hey, you're working a corporate job. You're driving to and from work every single day just to build someone else's dream. Ma'am, you're recruiting people to build your dream. At the very least, like, if I get hired at Target or something, I'm not applying there with the expectation that I'm gonna become rich and famous and have my dream job at Target, you know? I think I know what I'm getting into. With MLMs, it's like, I'm building my own dream. Look at me. Like, join me. Build your dream too. But it's like, if you join her, you're just helping her build her dream. Like, that is how she's building her dream. Do we not see the hypocrisy here? There are obviously a ton of people working corporate jobs that they don't like. Like, we know. There are plenty of people who don't like their jobs and would like to quit and be their own boss or whatever. I get that, but again, building unrealistic expectations, what is really happening here is that this woman is using people's distaste for their jobs, for their employment, as an excuse to keep her out of the corporate world. If you join this woman's downline, you are supporting her dream and not your own. I would have never achieved my dream if I hadn't taken the leap and just gotten started. It's like, yeah, okay, congratulations. You are in the top 0.01%, dude. To even suggest to anyone else that they have the smallest possible chance of making it to where you are is just disingenuous. It's scammy. It's gross. There's a pimple in my eyebrow. What the hell? Stop freaking advertising. You can build your dream. You can be your own boss. You can work from home and have time freedom and financial freedom and do all these things, when it's like, no, you making these videos does that for you, and it throws the rest of these people into a rat race, you know? All right, this one is a screenshot, so I'm gonna have to read it to you here. And she did it. This girl double promoted this month. I'm so freaking proud. Your grit and perseverance, your fire and passion. That's not a full sentence. Anyway, you take a challenge and conquer it. I know this is only the beginning for you, boo. Hi, Pop-Tart. Michaela joined this business last summer in less than 2 months, made it to our leadership retreat, has gotten tons of bonuses along the way, moved out and got her own apartment, doesn't have to worry about groceries or gas anymore, and has money for the extras. But the best part, she found Jesus here, y'all. Oh my sweet baby Jeebus. And he has changed her. Wow. I'm so proud of your hard work and determination to create the dream life you want for yourself and your future family. Keep following his steps for your life, and he will bless them. I could go on, but I love you, and I'm so very proud. To the top we go. $500 bonus, Ruby. Congratulations on your promotion, Michaela. I'm not sure which MLM this is. I gotta look it up. Because, like, a $500 bonus doesn't seem like a lot. Especially, like, they're making her sound like she's like super financially free now. Obviously, I don't think she is, especially if her rank up bonus was only $500. I think it's Plexus. Oh, I just Googled $500 Ruby rank bonus or whatever. Is the theme of this MLM top fails video unrealistic expectations? Because goddamn, here we are. We're here again. What's the point of this post? It's not necessarily to congratulate her. Maybe it is, you know, maybe it's to make her feel special, essentially being love bombed. You know, what were this lady's circumstances before? How old is she, first of all? She looks really young. It's like, oh, she was able to move out and get her own apartment. Okay, is she like 18? Is she 18, 19? Was she living with her parents? Was she going to college? It's one thing if she was like 30, you know, and being like, oh, I was finally able to get back on my feet and blah, blah, blah. I don't think she's anywhere near that. She looks really, really young. And it's like, oh, she was able to move out and get her own apartment. Okay, if she's like 18, then that's normal, I guess. But also, was her Plexus income supplemental to whatever else she was doing for money before? There's no way that she's been able to finance her entire life like that with Ruby status. Oh my god. No, well, now I need to, oh, I fucked up this eyebrow. Now I need to look at if they have an income disclosure statement to see how much rubies generally make and see if you can live off of that. I'm gonna say probably not. Well, this says Ruby Ambassador not only is the top 0.2% of the company, but their average annual income is about $30,000. $30,669 nice dollars. Can you live off of that in today's world? Probably not. Does she have a significant other? Is she the only income provider? The other thing is too is that $30,000 does not include the taxes she has to pay at the end of the year. It doesn't include expenses. How much money did she spend on all her Plexus products? She had to have spent at least a significant amount in order to be a product of the product, right? You're not going to sell the product if you don't have anything to show for it. And I guess maybe it depends on where you live, but like, for example, I live in Phoenix, and if, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how much my husband and I make every year, but we do decently as far as, I guess, keeping our heads above water, but we are like lower middle class and we still struggle. Could our finances use a tune-up? Yup. Should I go through my bank account and see what all of my subscription services are and shit that come out every month that I forgot about? Yeah, I actually really should do that. But I mean, between the two of us, I'll just say we make significantly more than $30,000 a year between the two of us, but we're also a family of 4 supporting 2 kids, and we live in a large metropolitan area, and things are expensive right now. Gas is about $5 a gallon. Our weekly grocery trip is like $150 to $200. It's a lot. If we only made $30,000 a year, we would not have a home. That's not enough to afford our mortgage and all of our basic bills, like our basic living expenses, like food, electricity, which now it's welcome to Phoenix in the summertime. My AC is already pumping. It's supposed to be 99 today. Woo! Like our phone bill, our internet, all those things. I don't think $30,000 would cover that for us anyway. Is it possible that she is on the higher end of earning? Because of course that's an average, not a median. If you were to look at the median of that rank, I guarantee that it would be significantly lower than $30,000. What's probably happening here is that there's a few people at the tippity top of the Ruby rank who are making a good chunk more than $30,000, and it's skewing the average up. It's very rare in MLMs that the average gets skewed down because most people are making more than the average, you know, and there's only a few people at the very bottom who make way less. Like, that's very unusual to see in these companies. Usually if you were to look at the median, it's way lower than the average, because at the end of all of it, most people are making less than that. Maybe there's like 2 or 3 people at the top of the Ruby rank who are making like $100,000 a year or something because they sell a shitload of products, or I don't know, or they have a big team beneath them, just none of them are ranking up to be able to rank her up to the next rank, whatever. The most likely scenario is that she's making less than that. So, okay, you're gonna sit here and tell me that she's just absolutely uprooted her life and changed her life because she hit Ruby in 1 month, and then like she has to keep hitting that rank, you know. Is this gonna be something that she can achieve month after month? She's leaving out some very key details. Also, obviously, I think the reason this was sent to me was because of the Jesus shit. Let's be honest with ourselves. You know how I love the Jesus shit, and by love, I mean absolutely despise. She is using faith manipulation here to be like, not only does she have all of this stuff because of Plexus, but she has it because of Jesus also. Okay, listen. To say that someone found Jesus through your fucking MLM, through Plexus, like, okay, are you gonna sit here and say that Plexus is a religious company, or a religion-based company, or a Christian-based company, or whatever it is? Because most MLMs won't come out and say that, but then you have MLMs like Monet, who, you know, you got Stuart McMillan up here doing a freaking yearly gospel call where they just sit and praise God and thank him for their success in Monet, which is really gross. They have said that they're a religion-based company on a call where the president of Monet is on it, so it's like, okay. But most MLMs don't actually outright admit that, but like somehow religion always makes its way into MLMs, and it always overpowers just the tone, the overall tone of trainings, quote-unquote trainings, Zoom calls and conventions and stuff like that. So, okay, so now you're trying to tell me that you can find Jesus through Plexus. So is Plexus a Christian company? So like if you're Jewish and stuff, like you can't join Plexus or else you're gonna be ostracized. Of course they're gonna say no. They want everyone to join who is possibly interested in joining. This always gets to me and it makes me so mad. Let's just say that God was real, hypothetically. If he wants to bless his children with abundance and prosperity while also keeping their morals in check and their ethics in check and being godlike and Christian-like, following the teachings of Jesus, God is not going to give you this opportunity to be a fucking scammer. It drives me up the goddamn wall to hear these people say this shit every time. Like, wow, God has really changed her. Okay, who was she before? What was she like before? How did he change her? Please excuse my ignorance here, but please, no, tell me, how did God change her? Because it sounds to me like if he changed her to the point of making her think that it's okay to make her money off of literally being a scammer, then God's an asshole, first of all. And you want to talk about what's wicked? That's wicked. Our God is a wicked God. Dude, seriously, like the God of the Christian Bible and Jesus specifically, I guess, they're not down with this shit. Like, have these people read the Bible? Have they opened a Bible once in their entire lives? Because if they have, they would have read about the time that Jesus flipped tables because they were merchants in the temple. Jesus did not like people using God's name to sell stuff. And if he didn't like it then, he probably doesn't like it now. If you're mad and you're seething right now about what I'm saying about your beloved Jeebus, take a moment to like consider the words that are actually coming out of my mouth here. Because regardless of what you believe, I'm sorry, but I'm right. Right now, I know I'm right. God would not be down with this. If God is responsible for changing her, and her changes are, well, she's working really hard at a pyramid scheme now, then that's not a God that I want to praise, you know? That's not a God I want to worship. If that's how he thinks that his children should be making money and sustaining their lives and sustaining their families, I need to brush my hair. If that's what God thinks, then he sucks. If that's truly what he thinks, then he's not a very moral God. And it's hypocritical of the book that teaches us about him, right? The Bible is pretty like anti-scam, anti-using God's name to sell a product. So it's really hypocritical for these people to show up and be like, God did this! Okay, no. Is your God like kind and gracious and compassionate and empathetic? I mean, in my personal opinion, based on the Bible, no. And based on the way most Christians talk about him today, no. The qualities that so many Christians attribute to God today are like the antithesis of what God says he is in the Bible, you know? Whatever. Believe in what you want. I don't believe in God. I believed in him for 25 years, and I'm in the middle of deconverting to this day. It will probably take me many more years to do so, because it's so ingrained in who I am as a person, because I was raised within Christianity hardcore. I should probably stop ranting about religion now, because every time I talk about God, y'all get mad and I lose subscribers. But seriously, like, just take a moment to think about this, because this triggers me every time to hear these Huns be like, Jesus is the reason for my success. It's like, that makes no sense. You are making no sense right now. And if you look at posts like this and you don't see anything wrong with it, then I think you really need to evaluate what it is you believe, who it is you believe in, and ask yourself why this is okay or why you think this isn't okay. I'm just saying, if you ever get to a point where you see a post like this and you feel conflicted, or even if you agree with it but you're like, I'm still anti-MLM, it's like you need to reevaluate your beliefs. Anyway, let's move on. I had to go downstairs to get a hairbrush, and did my child take his diaper off and pee on the couch? Yes, he did. Happy birthday to me. I'll clean that up later. Here's another one.
Let's address the elephant in the room. I don't care what anyone says, cold messaging is not weird. Let's break this down. In corporate America, people are recruited daily for new opportunities.
In corporate America, people fill out job applications and get interviewed for a guaranteed paycheck. If it is guaranteed that you will be compensated for the time you put in to your job, then you don't have to go out and recruit people to fill that job. People will just go for it because that's why people have jobs.
Network marketing, for some reason, it's taboo when you reach out to someone asking them if they're keeping their options open.
Dude, they don't do that in corporate America. What are you talking about?
Like,
Hey Johnny, I think you're amazing, and I think you kill it here with me, so I'm just wondering if you are currently keeping your options open and exploring new opportunities.
see, if Johnny was a real businessman, he wouldn't be offended. He'd actually be flattered. An MLMer would be flabbergasted that somebody had the audacity to ask them to look at an opportunity that could be better for them. Let's be real. I would be flattered if I slid into my DMs telling me that I was great and I want to work with me. If you're not interested, all you have to do is just say no thanks.
She's like, I wouldn't be offended if I slid into my own DMs. It's like, cold messaging literally is like when you fucking people slide into DMs of people without even like looking at their profile most of the time, or like reading deep enough into them as a person to see what they're all about and to even consider, this looks stupid, to consider joining their opportunity. Like we've seen time and time again, so many of these cold messaging situations where someone from like It Works or something messages someone who has had struggles with an ED, or maybe, you know, they're already underweight as it is, just and like they have a hard time putting weight on, like so they don't need help losing weight. And you would know that if you took just a couple minutes out of your day to look at their profile before you message them, before you cold message them. But there's just so many instances where they don't do that. But also, like, I'm not sure which MLM this girl is in, but she's basically being like, oh, I could message somebody who's in an MLM already and offer them like a place on my team because it's a better opportunity for them. But like every person in every MLM says that their MLM is the best, that their opportunity is the best, that their compensation plan is the best. So yeah, they're going to take offense if you show up and go, hey, my MLM is better than your MLM. Do you want to join my team? Why wouldn't they take offense to that, you know? Are you really paying that little of attention that you don't realize that? Like you don't realize that you're literally like messaging your competition and being like, hey, your MLM sucks, join mine instead. Or even if you're not messaging people in MLMs that are just in corporate jobs or whatever, you're messaging them being like, hey, your guaranteed income is pennies to what you could earn here. Yeah, could. Okay, you could earn that if you're in the top 1%, which you have a 99% chance of not making it to that point. There's so many obvious reasons why someone would probably get offended by this, so, like, what are you doing?
Yes, Johnny, I know you're at the top of your company. That's exactly why I'm reaching out to you. Also, I don't need a dissertation about how cold messaging is bad. We differ. You're an MLMer, I'm a business owner.
Are you though? Again, I don't know this woman, so maybe she does have an LLC or something, or maybe she does something different. I don't know, but no, you're not a business owner if you're in an MLM. If you went off and started an LLC and literally started your own actual business, then sure, you could say you're a business owner, but like, don't compare two MLMers to each other and be like, one's a business owner and one's just an MLMer. No, you're not. You're both MLMers. Like, stop.
Offended because somebody thought he was great. It's not 1980 and times have changed. If you work for Coke and Pepsi offered you a job, would you be mad at Pepsi? I don't think so.
No, because you'd be given like a salary. If you're getting $100,000 working for Coke and Pepsi's like, hey, come over here and I'll give you $150,000 salary, like, why wouldn't you take that? I mean, unless you have like a contract, a non-compete clause, which she's not even considering here. Other MLMs literally say that you cannot jump to a new company that sells competing products within a certain amount of time. Some of it's like 6 months, some of it's 2 years. Are you not considering that part of it? Not every MLM has that, but a lot of them do. And if he's already at the top of his company, why would he join underneath you to start over again? He's clearly, if he is at the top of the company, he was clearly making a damn good amount of money. Like, what are you gonna do? Offer him a bridge contract? Can individual distributors do bridge contracts? I thought that was always just with like corporate trying to recruit new people from other MLMs. There's a lot of factors that she's just not considering, and she's just like, no, I just thought you were great. No, you were selfish. You were seeing dollar signs instead of looking with your actual eyeballs and being like, this guy clearly makes a lot of money. I want him underneath me in my organization. Girl, it's just so obvious why that's wrong and why people would be offended by that.
Let's be real, you'd be extremely flattered. I hate to break it to you, but if you're not getting asked to look at something else, you gotta step up your relevancy. After all, if you're getting asked to look at something else, it means you must be doing something right.
Oh, okay. That's how it ended. If you're getting asked to do something else, it means you must be doing something right. Not sure about that. And if you're doing something right in the MLM sphere, I think by most other people in the entire world, they would say that you're just a scammer and you're doing something wrong. So, riddle me that! Here's a short one that I just think is really nasty. It says, POV, when you want sustainable energy, add to plain water, stay hydrated, and doesn't make you bloat or crash.
Look at this. Perfect. Oh my God.
There's so much here. First of all, ew, freaking ew. Did you see that? So that's an Arbonne energy fizz. If you don't know, I have tried Arbonne fizz sticks and most of them are not very good. I have a video. Well, I haven't tried all the flavors, of course. I think I tried like 4 flavors, maybe more than that. One of you guys sent them to my PO box and I made a video trying them. Some of them were like, okay, but other ones were like, blah. I'm sitting here drinking an Amber Edition Red Bull, hashtag not spawns, but this is delicious, okay? That looks disgusting. I'm sorry, like if you're eating right now, I'll give you a couple seconds to like skip through the next 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. It looks like vomit. Ew! It looks like straight puke. You know what that is? That is when you're sitting on an airplane, because she clearly is, and we'll get to that in a second, but you're sitting on an airplane and you don't have a barf bag to barf into, because that's what you do with barf bags. You barf into them. Your airliner forgot to put a barf bag in your seat pocket in front of you, but you have this little cup. So you just like puke into the cup, and then that's what that is. That's what that looks like. That is disgusting. Oh my God, imagine putting your mouth in that foam. No! Also, the other thing I think is really funny here is I think she used a sound bite from the Kardashians. She's on an airplane and she's very clearly flying coach and not first class. No judgment, because like I've never flown first class. I'm a broke bitch. Flying coach is obviously normal for most people, but like when you're in an MLM, your big thing is to try to convince people that you're so rich and healthy and successful. And then she just like pans up and she's like, oh, by the way, I can't afford to fly first class. It's like, oh, but I thought you were so financially free. Let's do one more. This is one that one of you guys sent me recently also. And I'm pretty sure this has copyright music, so you know what that means. Let's go through these words here on the screen because, like, first of all, I'm sorry, but on TikTok, or I think this is Instagram Reels, but like you can put words on the screen that are like legible, you know? You can like add shadows and outlines and stuff so that people can actually read the things that you're writing. Anyway, it's very difficult to see, but let's see. Perks of residual income and what I do. Okay, what she should have said is perks of multi-level marketing, because listen, residual income is something that you don't have to tell all of us how great it is. Like, I think we all know that there are perks to having residual income. Literally making money and not having to actively do anything. You don't have, like, say no more, dude. You don't have to sell me on that. Like, please give me residual income. The whole what I do part, obviously, is MLM. Now, I'm gonna look her up and see, assuming she hasn't blocked me. I need to see what MLM she's in. Oh, she has a milkshake link. Oh, okay, I'm not blocked. She just makes it really hard to find her for some reason. That's not very good businessmanship. We have a little diaper baby again. She has a podcast. Okay, she's with Thrive. Her first perk of her list here says that you can work from anywhere. This might sound like a perk, but this is basically the reason why so many of these MLM distributors you see like going on vacation or whatever, and like, I'm working from the beach. And it's like, you're on vacation. You shouldn't be working. Yeah, Griffin, that's exactly how I feel too. You shouldn't have to work from anywhere. Sure, it's nice to have that option. Like, hey, guess what? I can work from anywhere too. I can move to anywhere that has Wi-Fi basically and do my job. You don't have to be in an MLM to do that. And also, work from home jobs are huge right now. Like, they're on the rise. The amount of people who are doing that and can work from anywhere. There are corporate jobs that will pay you salary, like guaranteed money, to work from home. That's not just an MLM thing. You choose your, I think that says schedule. Okay, again, I mean, there are plenty plenty of working opportunities where you can choose your schedule. I get to choose my schedule. I got to go out of town the past 2 weekends and not have to answer to anybody. You don't have to be in an MLM to do that, but also it sounds to me like when you get into MLMs, they will start chewing you out about not working enough. They'll say that you're not applying yourself enough and you end up working 24/7. You end up working all the time. Now, if you have residual income, then you wouldn't be having to really make a schedule. You wouldn't have to do anything to be making your residual income, right? You would just have your own schedule that like doesn't include work. Oh my God, I cannot freaking read this. Can you zoom in on this? Start up close lose the nothing. What does that say? Oh my God, ma'am. Start up is close the nothing. I think that's what that says, but clearly like that makes no sense. What is the startup of Thrive? Okay, so they have 3 starting kits. The cheapest is $200. Then there's a $400 one and an $800 one. Wow. Okay, to say that $200 is close to nothing, or I'm sorry, excuse me, close the nothing. That's bullshit, because $200 is a lot to some people. What is that statistic that like Bernie Sanders is always saying? 60% of people in the United States don't have an extra $400 for emergencies. They don't have a $400 amount in their savings account. Like 60% of people, like you're gonna sit here and be like, oh, $200 is close to nothing. But these are the same people who would be like, well, then that's why you need our product, our opportunity. Because if you can't afford $400, then clearly you're not making enough money and you need to join Lavelle so that you can financially thrive. Ugh, that ain't it, sis. You don't have employees. I suppose that could be a perk, so you're not managing a bunch of people. I think we talked about this in a recent video, but like when you're like a real business owner, like you end up hiring employees who can run the place for you while you're away, like so you can take time off. If you don't have employees and you don't have anyone helping you with your business, it's like you are the one who's responsible for showing up every single day. And then at that point, it's like you don't have time freedom. At least real business owners, like restaurant owners, boutique owners, whatever, like they can hire a staff that can keep things going so they can have more time freedom, so they don't have to show up every single day. You are writing your own paycheck and you get paid 6 different ways on one customer order here weekly. What does that even mean? First of all, no, you're not writing your own paycheck. You are getting a paycheck. If it's weekly, it's probably getting directly deposited into your account, or I don't know, a lot of them have, like Unique has the stupid purple card or whatever. Paid 6 different ways on one customer order. Like what does that, what? I would like to hear what she means by that. The amount of tax write-offs are unbelievable. Even your starter pack. I don't think so. If you have a real business, can you write off like inventory? If you're running like a wholesale business and you're like buying an item for $1 and reselling it for $5, can you write off that $1? I should look it up. So this says you can only deduct the cost of the inventory when you sold the inventory, not when you purchased it. So like if you buy the Thrive starter kit and you use that inventory for yourself for personal use and you don't sell it to a customer, a retail customer, then you don't get to write that off. All of the shit that you bought as a customer, being like, I'm a business owner and that's why I get all this inventory or whatever. If you are using that and not selling it, if that is your personal stash, you don't get to write that off. If you use a portion of your home for inventory storage, you can write that off, like that part of your home. And usually I think it asks for like the square footage and stuff. There's inventory creation costs, which you wouldn't have if you're in an MLM. There are definitely going to be people in the comments who can like clarify all this, but it seems to me like if you like own a small business and like say you knit blankets or something, you can write off the cost of yarn. You can write off the cost of like your crocheting materials or whatever, like all those things you use to make the blankets, you can write those off, and then you sell the blanket and then you have to pay taxes on the sale of the blanket. Forbes here says inventory isn't a tax reduction. This is bad tax advice, and please don't take anything that I'm saying as tax advice because I don't know, like I'm an idiot also, but the way that she's just like, oh my god, you can write off your starter pack. I'm pretty sure you can't. Like if your starter pack is $200, you do not get to write off $200 from your tax deduction. A lot of that, sure, is business supplies, I guess. Maybe you could write off like a portion of it, but like the part of it that is product, like if you're using that, you can't write that off. Discrimination doesn't exist. Oh my ass, it doesn't. Anyway, if you want to build it big as you want. Anyone can. Hypothetically, sure, anyone could, but the likelihood of you doing so is, I mean, again, unrealistic expectations. Hello. What does discrimination have to do with that? Say if you're in paparazzi and you can't afford to be constantly buying a shitload of inventory day in and day out, I would say that maybe, you know, you are being like financially discriminated against. Like your financial situation is going to make it so that you can't make as many sales as everyone else. I don't know. But I still also don't understand why discrimination has anything to do with how big you can build your business. And also, it's like she's making it sound like discrimination is a huge thing outside of her MLM. And it's like, maybe in some places, sure. Maybe there are some situations and some companies, just look at all of the shit that's coming out about Fox right now, about how women who used to work for Tucker Carlson were feeling discriminated against, and how they had a giant blown up picture of Nancy Pelosi in a bikini hanging in, was it Tucker Carlson's office? Like, I don't know, like just discriminating against women, treating them like shit, like bad work environments and stuff. We hear about that a lot, actually. I know Young Living was recently exposed for that. Security. The cutbacks came, the layoffs came, job security is power. Okay, being an independent contractor for an MLM is not a job. Sure, maybe you can't get like laid off from your MLM, but what can happen and what happens frequently is that MLMs close for no reason, like out of the blue. They don't warn you, there's no signs. Like, look at what Pure Romance just did. There are so many people in Pure Romance, like, and that was obviously one of the bigger MLMs. There are so many people who just had their pay just slashed. Someone took a machete to their pay and just went chopped it up because they took away their downline commissions and bonuses and stuff. Now they can only get paid on one level. A few years ago, Gold Canyon Candles closed down out of the blue, just sent an email to their people and they're like, by the way, like, we're ripping your businesses out from underneath you. Bye. Smile closed down last year, left a lot of people behind. It literally happens all the time. And so while, yeah, I guess you couldn't call that a layoff, it's like your companies will just end up just closing. They end up ceasing to exist. And that problem is becoming more and more prevalent these days. You took your diaper off again? You're a bad boy. Cutbacks, like, I'm sorry, but like Pure Romance themselves literally said that the anti-MLM movement was part of the reason why they're changing their compensation plan. So it's like, if Pure Romance is feeling it, we know that every other MLM feels it. MLMs are just like not growing. Their profits are just like going into the shitter more and more every year. You do not have job security in an MLM. You also don't have benefits and shit. You don't have medical insurance. You don't have a 401k. You don't get maternity leave. Like, you don't get any of that stuff. You don't have vacation time. You don't have sick time. You don't have any of that. 9, residual income. It grows and it grows and it grows. Okay, says who? Also, this is the perks of residual income. You cannot make one of the perks of residual income residual income. My favorite perk about having residual income is that it's residual income. That doesn't make sense. And then 10, the training you get with me is world class. My ass. This girl has 10,000 followers on Instagram, which really, for an MLMer, I guess that's a good amount of followers. But she also does post like others, like she has PCOS, motherhood, clean living, and real life. And also she's a Jesus freak. So she does thrifting. She has a podcast also. So like, she doesn't have 10,000 followers just because she's in an MLM. So it's like, what kind of training are you offering? I would be really interested to sit in on some of her training. Yeah, on all of this, I just call bullshit. I really do. Anyway, I think it's time to end this here. Now we're gonna thank my patrons and my members. So guys, the list of people I'm about to name off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club. You get early access to videos sometimes, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/Savannah Marie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Both membership platforms are generally the same. You can join whatever one you're more comfortable with, but yeah, whatever works for you works for me. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Janelle Pratt, Amanda Shannon, Elizabeth Wyatt, Sakesi Drew, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Sheila Tapia, Amy Dolinak, Alice W., Caroline Reed, Charlotte Treese, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Ray, Shayna, Tuesday the 13th, Turd Ferguson, Mitchie84, Mira S.I.K., LaSalle Story, Laura Jensen, Mother Dragon 82, Han Bjornson, Baby Pink Pearl, Martine Hubert, Fallon Lowry, Hannah, Miss Blue, Blazed Goddess, Carrie K, Love to Be Evil, The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Jess, Jess, Kronfeld, Emion, and Auntie Lou. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video. YouTube loves watch time, so I appreciate you being here because you're helping the algorithm see my videos more. Keep making waves, babes, and I'll smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami out.